Children's Storybooks, Secrets Beneath the City. Chapter 1, The Whispering Walls. Amelia had always been fascinated by the forgotten corners of her bustling city. To her, urban exploration was more than just a hobby. It was a calling. Each weekend, she would put on her worn-out hiking boots, tuck a notebook into her backpack, and set off in search of the stories hidden in the crevices of her hometown. But today was different. Today, she had a peculiar feeling that something extraordinary was about to unfold. The rumours of an ancient ruin beneath the city had reached her ears through an old journal she'd stumbled upon at a flea market. The journal spoke of a network of tunnels and chambers, relics of a civilization long past. Most dismissed it as a myth, but Amelia was not most people. She was determined to uncover the truth. As she navigated the narrow alleyways, the city seemed to breathe around her. The buildings whispered secrets, their bricks echoing tales of yesteryears. Her heart raced with anticipation as she approached the entrance of the forgotten district, a place shrouded in mystery and shadow. Chapter 2, The Unexpected Guide. The entrance was hidden behind a decrepit warehouse, its existence known only by those who dared to seek it. As Amelia approached, she noticed a figure standing near the entrance, examining a map with intense concentration. It was a young man, perhaps a few years older than herself, with a backpack slung over his shoulder. "Looking for something?" he asked, his voice carrying a hint of amusement. "I'm Amelia," she replied, trying to sound more confident than she felt. "And you are?" "Liam," he said, folding the map and tucking it into his jacket. "I've heard about the ruins too. Thought I might take a look." His eyes sparkled with the same curiosity that drove her own explorations. Amelia studied him for a moment, weighing her options. Having a partner could be beneficial, especially if the journey proved more challenging than anticipated. "How about we explore together?" she suggested. "Two heads better than one." Liam grinned, extending a hand. "Deal. Let's see what secrets this city has been hiding." Chapter 3, The Descent. With Liam by her side, Amelia felt a renewed sense of purpose. Together, they navigated the narrow passageway that led to the underground chambers. The air grew colder, and the faint scent of damp earth filled their lungs as they descended into the depths. The tunnels were a labyrinth of stone and shadows, their walls etched with symbols that hinted at a forgotten language. Amelia's fingers traced the carvings, her mind racing with possibilities. What stories did these stones hold? What had happened to the people who once walked these corridors? As they ventured deeper, their flashlights illuminated the passageways with a soft glow, revealing intricate mosaics and faded murals. Each step took them further from the world above, closer to the heart of mystery. But they were not alone. Unbeknownst to them, another set of eyes watched their every move, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Chapter 4, The Hidden Chamber. After hours of navigating the maze, Amelia and Liam stumbled upon a chamber unlike any they had seen before. The room was vast, its ceiling soaring high above them, adorned with intricate designs that glimmered in the flashlight's beaming. In the center stood a pedestal, upon which rested a small ornate box. Amelia's heart skipped a beat. Could this be the treasure their journey hinted at? She approached cautiously, her mind racing with excitement and caution. As she reached for the box, Liam's hand shot out, stopping her. "Wait," he warned, pointing at the floor. "Look." Amelia squinted, her eyes adjusting to the dim light. There, etched into the stone, was a series of pressure plates, a trap designed to protect the treasure from intruders. "We need to think this through," Liam said, his brow furrowed in concentration. "One wrong step, and we could be in serious trouble." Amelia nodded, her mind already working to solve the puzzle. Together, they studied the pattern, carefully mapping out a safe path to the pedestal. It was a delicate dance of logic and intuition, each step bringing them closer to to their goal. Chapter 5. The Enemy Revealed. Just as they reached the pedestal, a shadow emerged from the tunnel, a figure cloaked in darkness, eyes glinting with malice. It was Marcus, a notorious treasure hunter known for his ruthless tactics. He'd been following their progress, waiting for the right moment to seize the prize. Well, Marcus sneered, his voice echoing off the walls. Look like you've done all the hard work for me. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest. They were trapped, caught between the treasure and the threat of Marcus's greed. She glanced at Liam, who gave her a reassuring nod. They'd come too far to back down now. We're not handing it over, Amelia declared, her voice steady despite the fear that gripped her. This belongs to the city, to its history. Marcus laughed, a cold, hollow sound. You think you can stop me? I've dealt with tougher opponents than you. But Amelia and Liam had something Marcus lacked: courage and the determination to protect the past. Together, they devised a plan, using the chamber's traps to their advantage. Chapter 6. The Final Stand. As Marcus lunged forward, Amelia and Liam sprang into action. They maneuvered around the pressure plates with practiced ease, leading Marcus into the heart of the trap. With a swift movement, Liam activated the mechanism, and the floor beneath Marcus shifted, sending him tumbling into a hidden pit. Amelia and Liam exchanged triumphant glances, their hearts soaring with relief. They had done it. They'd outsmarted the enemy and protected the treasure. With Marcus incapacitated, they returned their attention to the box. Carefully, Amelia lifted the lid, revealing a collection of ancient artifacts, jewelry, scrolls, and a map that hinted at even more hidden wonders. This is incredible, Liam breathed, awestruck by the discovery. We need to share this with the world. Amelia nodded, her mind already racing with the plans for their next adventure. The city held countless secrets, and she was determined to uncover them all. Chapter 7. The Journey Continues. Leaving the chamber behind, Amelia and Liam retraced their steps, the artifacts safely tucked away in their backpacks. As they emerged into the sunlight, the city seemed to welcome them back, its streets bustling with life and possibility. Their journey had been one of courage and discovery, a testament to the power of perseverance and the thrill of exploration. Amelia knew that this was only the beginning. With Liam by her side, she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Together, they would continue to unravel the mysteries of their city, one adventure at a time. For Amelia, the world was a tapestry of stories waiting to be told. She was determined to be the one to tell them. As the sun dipped low below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the city, Liam and Amelia set off towards their next destination, their hearts filled with the promise of new discoveries and the unyielding spirit of adventure. Storybook 2. Treasure Beyond the Waves. The discovery of the mysterious map. In the dimly lit captain's cabin of the Sea Serpent, Captain Finn McTavish sat hunched over an ancient parchment. The flickering lantern cast eerie shadows across the map, its edges frayed and worn by time. Finn's heart raced with excitement. He had stumbled upon this treasure map while rummaging through the dusty attic of an old seaside tavern in Port Royal. The promise of adventure and untold fortune beckoned him. Finn was not your typical pirate. He was known for his kindness and wit, often settling disputes with a clever word rather than a sword. His crew adored him, and he treated them more like family than shipmates. As the ship rocked gently in the moonlit harbour, Finn traced the route on the map with his finger, a grin spreading across his face. "We're going to find it," he whispered to himself, the thrill of the unknown igniting a fire in his chest. "We're going to find the legendary treasure of the Serpent's Eye." The door creaked open, and in stepped his loyal first mate, Samira, a fierce warrior with a heart as big as the ocean. Her keen eyes sparkled with curiosity. "Captain, I heard you muttering. Have you found something interesting? Finn looked up, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Samira, gather the crew. We have a treasure to hunt. The journey begins. By dawn, the sea serpent was cutting through the waves, its sails billowing in the crisp morning breeze. The crew, a motley bunch of adventurers and dreamers, buzzed with excitement. Among them was young Jonas, the ship's outlook, whose sharp eyes could spot a dolphin from a mile away, and old Tom, the cook, who could whip up a feast with nothing but a handful of spices and a fish. Finn stood at the helm, his mind racing with possibilities. The map led to a remote island shrouded in mystery and legend. It was said to be guarded by fearsome creatures and treacherous waters. As the island loomed on the horizon, Finn called his crew together. We face many dangers, he began, his voice steady and confident. But we also face the adventure of a lifetime. We must be brave, clever, and look out for one another. Remember, the treasure is not just gold and jewels, but the journey itself and the bonds we forge along the way. The crew cheered, their spirits high, ready to face whatever lay ahead. The perils of the sea. As the sea serpent grew closer to the island, the waters grew rougher. Dark clouds gathered overhead, and the wind howled like a banshee. The ship was tossed about like a toy, and the crew scrambled to secure the sails and batten down the latches. Hold fast, Finn shouted over the roar of the storm, gripping the wheel with all his might. Samira stood by his side, her eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. Suddenly, a monstrous wave crashed over the deck, sweeping Jonas off his feet. With lightning reflexes, Samira grabbed his arm and pulled him to safety. Thank you, Jonas gasped, his face pale with shock. Stay sharp, lad, she replied with a reassuring smile. We've got each other's backs. The storm raged on, testing their resilience and courage. But the crew of the sea serpent was not easily defeated. Together, they battled the elements, their spirits undaunted by the fury of the sea. As the storm finally subsided, they found themselves in calmer waters, the island now visible in the distance. Tired but triumphant, they pressed on, eager to uncover the secrets that awaited them. The Island of Mysteries. The island was unlike anything they had ever seen. Towering cliffs rose from the sea, shrouded in mist and mystery. Dense jungles covered the land, filled with the calls of exotic birds and the rusts of unseen creatures. Finn led the way, the map clutched in his hand. Stay close and keep your wits about you, he advised, his eyes scanning the dense foliage for danger. As they ventured deeper into the jungle, they encountered strange and wondrous sights. Vibrant flowers bloomed in every color of the rainbow, and monkeys chattered playfully from the treetops. The air was thick with the scent of adventure, and the crew's hearts beat with excitement. But the island was not without its perils. They soon found themselves in a clearing, face to face with a group of fierce bandits. Their leader, a tall, scarred man with a menacing grin, stepped forward. Hand over the map, and we'll let you leave in one piece, he sneered, brandishing a wicked-looking blade. Finn stood his ground, his mind racing for a solution. We mean no harm. We're just explorers seeking knowledge and adventure, he replied calmly, hoping to avoid a confrontation. The bandit laughed, unimpressed. Then you'll find none here, only fools and treasure seekers. Samira stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. We're not afraid of you. We've faced storms and sea monsters. A few bandits won't stop us. The standoff was tense, but Finn's quick thinking saved the day. Noticing a large beehive hanging precariously above the bandits, he nodded to Jonas, who understood immediately. With a well-aimed stone, Jonas sent the hive crashing down, sending the bandits fleeing into the jungle, swatting at the angry swarm. Well done, Jonas, Finn praised, clapping the young lookout on the shoulder. Your sharp eyes have saved us once again. The secret of the serpent's eye. With the bandits behind them, the crew pressed on, following the map to a hidden cave at the heart of the island. The entrance was guarded by ancient carvings of serpents, their eyes gleaming with unworldly light. Finn took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the history and legend upon his shoulders. "This is it," he said softly. "The serpent's eye." Inside the cave, they found a labyrinth of tunnels, each more bewildering than the last. It was a test of their intelligence and teamwork as they navigated the maze, deciphering clues and solving puzzles. At last, they reached the heart of the cave, where a magnificent chamber awaited them. In the center stood a pedestal, upon which rested a fabled serpent's eye, a dazzling gem that glowed with a light of its own. The crew stood in awe, their eyes wide with wonder. "It's beautiful," Samira whispered, unable to tear her gaze away. Finn approached the gem, feeling its warmth and power, but he knew that such treasures came with a price. "We must be wise," he cautioned. "The true treasure is not the gem itself, but the journey that brought us here." The journey home. With the serpent's eye secured, the crew made their way back to the sea serpent, their hearts filled with triumph and camaraderie. They had faced countless dangers and emerged victorious, their bonds stronger than ever. As they sailed homeward, Finn gathered the crew for a final meeting. "We've found treasure, but we've also found something greater," he said, his voice filled with pride. "We've found friendship, courage, and the spirit of adventure. These are the true rewards of our journey." The crew cheered, their spirits high as they sailed into the sunset, ready for whatever adventures awaited them next. And so, the legend of Captain Finn McTavish and the crew of the Sea Serpent was born, a tale of bravery, loyalty, and the discovery that would be told for generations to come. Children's Book 3, Gold Rush Adventures. Chapter 1, The Call of the West. In the heart of the rugged American West, where the sun dipped low behind the jagged mountains and the vast plains stretched endlessly, there lived a young cowboy named Jake McCullen. With tousled brown hair and a pair of piercing blue eyes and a heart full of dreams, Jake was no ordinary cowboy. He had an adventurous spirit that yearned for excitement and discovery. One crisp morning, as the golden rays of the sun broke through the horizon, Jake stood by the fence of his family's ranch, sipping on a cup of steaming coffee. The air was fresh, filled with the scent of wild sage and the promise of a new day. He had heard whispers of a great gold rush taking place in the nearby town of Gold Creek, where fortunes were being made overnight. The idea of striking it rich stirred something deep within him. "Hey Jake, you planning on just standing there all day?" shouted his best friend Sam, a tall, lanky kid with a mischievous grin. He rode up on his horse, Dusty, kicking up a cloud of dust behind him. "I'm thinking about heading to Gold Creek," Jake replied, his heart racing at the thought. "I want to see if I can find some gold." Sam's eyes sparkled. "Count me in. We could use some adventure, and who knows, we might just find ourselves a fortune." With a quick nod, they set off, excitement coursing through their veins. The two friends galloped across the open plains, the wind whipping through their hair as they rode towards their destiny. Chapter 2, The Journey Begins. The journey to Gold Creek was filled with laughter and tales of what they would do with their newfound riches. They rode for hours, the sun climbing higher in the sky. As they approached the town, the sounds of clanging metal and shouting men filled the air. Gold Creek was bustling with activity. Prospectors, miners, and dreamers crowded the streets, each one eager to strike it rich. Jake and Sam dismounted their horses and tied them to a post, their eyes wide with wonder. "Look at all these people," Sam exclaimed. "It's like a gold fever has taken over." They wandered through the town, soaking in the sights and sounds. Tents were set up everywhere, filled with tools, supplies, and dreams. As they passed by a large wooden sign that read, Gold Panning Competition, winner takes all, Jake's heart skipped a beat. Sam, we should enter the competition, he declared, his voice filled with determination. It's a chance to prove ourselves and maybe win some gold. Sam hesitated. But we've never even panned for gold before. What if we fail? Jake placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. We won't fail. We'll figure it out together. Besides, the prize is worth it. With renewed enthusiasm, they signed up for the competition, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 3. The Competition. The following day, the sun rose bright and early, casting a warm glow over Gold Creek. A crowd gathered by the river, where the competition would take place. Jake and Sam stood shoulder to shoulder, each gripping a pan tightly. The competition began with a loud horn blast. Contestants rushed to the riverbank, scooping dirt and water into their pans, sifting through to find glimmers of gold. Jake felt a rush of adrenaline as he plunged his pan into the cold water, swirling it around. Focus, Jake. Remember that we practiced, Sam shouted, his voice barely heard over the chaos. Jake concentrated, his heart pounding. He dumped out the muddy water, peering into the pan. A sparkle caught his eye, and he gasped. I think I found something. As the minutes tickled by, Jake and Sam worked tirelessly, their hands growing tight, but their spirits undeterred. They cheered each other on, sharing tips and techniques. But the competition was fierce, and the other prospectors were skilled. Suddenly, a loud commotion erupted from the other side of the river. A burly man, known as Big Hank, was boasting about a massive gold nugget he had found. The crowd gasped in awe, and Jake felt a pang of doubt. How are we supposed to compete with that? Sam muttered, glancing nervously at the gasping crowd. Jake took a deep breath, his resolve hardening. We can't give up now. We've come too far. Chapter 4. A Twist of Fate. As the competition continued, the sun beat down mercilessly. Jake and Sam were beginning to feel the weight of exhaustion. Just when they were about to lose hope, a mysterious figure appeared at the edge of the riverbank. It was an old prospector, his weathered face lined with stories of the past. Young men, don't let the glitter of gold blind you, he said, his voice raspy, yet wise. The true treasure lies in the journey and the friends you make along the way. Jake and Sam exchanged glances, feeling inspired by the old man's words. They realized that they were not just in it for the gold, they were in it for the adventure and the bond they shared. With renewed vigor, they returned to their pans, working with determination. As the competition neared its end, they had their best moment yet. Jake felt a tug on his pan, and with a quick flick of his wrist, he revealed a stunning gold nugget nestled amongst the gravel. Sam, look, he shouted, holding it high for all to see. Cheers erupted from the crowd, and even Big Hank looked momentarily stunned. The judges approached, inspecting their finds, and the excitement in the air was palpable. Chapter 5. The Final Showdown. As the minutes approached, the atmosphere grew tense. The remaining contestants were in a frenzy, frantically panning for their last chance to find the treasure. Jake and Sam knew that they had to stay focused. Suddenly, Big Hank, fueled by jealousy, rushed towards them. You two think you can win just because of one nugget? You won't get away with this, he growled, trying to push Jake aside. Jake stumbled, but quickly regained his balance. We're not here to fight, Hank. We just want to compete. But Big Hank wasn't having it. In a fit of rage, he lunged for their pans, attempting to knock them into the river. With quick reflexes, Jake stepped back and pushed Sam aside, causing Hank to lose his balance and tumble into the water with a loud splash. The crowd erupted into laughter, and even the judges couldn't help but chuckle at the sight. Jake turned to Sam, his eyes shining with determination. We won't let anyone ruin our moment. Let's finish strong. With one last push, they panned with all their might, their hearts racing as the final horn blew. Chapter 6. Victory and Reflection. As the dust settled, the judges gathered to announce the winners. Jake and Sam stood side by side, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The old prospector watched from a distance, a knowing smile on his face. And the winner of the gold panning competition is Jake McCullen and Sam Harper, the head judge declared, raising the gold nugget high for all to see. Cheers erupted from the crowd, and Jake and Sam couldn't contain their excitement. They embraced each other, overwhelmed with joy. The old prospector approached them, a glint of pride in his eyes. You see, boys, it's not just about the gold, it's about the courage you showed and the friendships you forged along the way. Jake nodded, realizing the truth in the prospector's words. They'd faced challenges, grown stronger, and learned that the real treasure was the bond they shared. As they walked back through the bustling streets of Gold Creek, the sun began to set behind the mountains, casting a warm glow over the town. Jake and Sam knew that this adventure was just the beginning of many more to come. Chapter 7. A New Dawn. Back at the ranch, Jake and Sam recounted their incredible adventure to Jake's family. Laughter filled the air as they shared tales of their victory and the lessons learned along the way. You boys have shown great bravery and resilience, Jake's father said, his eyes shining with pride. Remember, it's not just about the gold you find, but the character you build on your journey. With a newfound sense of purpose, Jake looked out towards the horizon, the sun dipping below the mountains. He realized that the west held countless possibilities, and he was ready to explore them all. As the stars twinkled above, Jake and Sam made a pact. They would continue to seek adventure, treasure, and the thrill of discovery, knowing that together they could overcome any challenge that came their way. And so, with courage in their hearts and the spirit of the West guiding them, they set their sights on the horizon, ready for whatever awaited them in the great unknown.